And then kindly inform those who are not aware we are meeting. Kindly inform them to join. But if you want to work on your own too, that will be fine. I can give you the assignment and engage you. But it will be more prudent for us to do it together. In the last time we met, we discussed about the network devices. We also look at Ethernet and network cabling. We will look at all that. And I promise we'll start with virtual machine, virtual local area network. That's the VLANs. But before then, we have already discussed about IP addressing and subnetting. So I will encourage you to read through and I'll give some assignment on it. Then our next meeting, we resolve it. If there are issues there, then we solve them together. Okay, any question from the previous lecture that we had? Any concern from the previous lecture?
My end, no, please.
Come again.
I was saying for my end, no.
Okay, thank God. Any other person, anyone who have concern network devices, network cabling, and then we'll look at the Ethernet. How we identify the various network devices that we have, and then the functions, the OSI model, we discuss it, and the TCP/IP, and how the TCP/IP is related to OSI model. Yes, OSI. The next thing is supposed to be the IP addressing and subnetting before we come to the VLAN. So I want to know, with the TCP IP addressing and subnetting, is there any difficulties that we need to handle? We have some new people joining us.
No, please.
Even though new personnel, then we have to advance it. I see that we can do. The best, the challenges I'm facing now is how to write some of the things. So I'll the IP address and subnetting. What I'm going to do is that I'll give you one a brief overview once again and give you an assignment on it so that you do it next week, God willing, when we meet. Then we'll take feedbacks if there are concerns and we address them. The last time we identify what the IP addresses are, the types of IP addresses, the classes. Then we also look at the importance of using IP address. Then we talk about managing the IP address, which led us to the subnetting. And we identified that subnetting is a result of dividing a network into subnetworks or splitting a single network into subgroups. And we took examples of how to subnet, how to calculate or break a single IP down into 3 or 4 subnets, and then to calculate the subnet mask, the users on each of the subnets, and then look at the broadcast IDs, the last and then the first IP addresses, and the block size. And we did subnetting in the third octet, and there was one example in the subnetting the fourth octet, and one example in the third octet, which generated a lot of interest, and that is where we ended it. So this time, I would like us to take another example over there. Then we will build on it. Then we can now do the application. In fact, the application of the subnetting is what we have as a VLAN configuration. If you want to apply it or implement it in your structured network, you have to do VLAN configuration. So that is the next thing that we are coming to do. So on this material, I've shared it with you. I know most of you have gone through. Is there any concern regarding to this? Yes, Mr. Bedu, are you registering your presence or you have concern on the IP addressing before we move on to the VLAN configuration, what the VLAN is and how to configure it?
Yeah.
Yes, I recognize your presence. Any concern, any contribution?
No, sir, not for now.
Okay. I don't know whether it's one of you. Somebody is calling me. I don't know who the person is by this time. I'll reach out to the person after. So, all right. So then, what I'll do is that I'll give you one assignment on it, exercise on it. Since today, this week too, it's a self-study. The question is here, but I will forward it to your course rep after we are done. Then I want you to work on it. I will inspect it on the next meeting so that if you have some concerns on it, we'll resolve it together. If there are more concerns, we'll resolve them together so that we can now comfortably say that we are done with the IP addressing and subnetting. Then we'll concentrate on the switching network. Then after we are done, then we'll move on to routing. Then after we finish the routing, we'll combine the switching and routing together. And I can confidently say that you are prepared for the industry tax. And those of you who like to be taking contracts, you can start some contracts as we go along in the course. So if no question, then please, this material, kindly revisit it. And then if you have any concern, the version of IP address, all this one was discussed. So it's not new in benefits, mathematics, binary conversion. And questions can come from any part. How to do this binary conversion. So you are all familiar with it. Okay, so let's move on to our problem for the day, VLAN configuration. Because if you want to, there's something we call broadcast domain and then collision domain. Actually, the title could be network segmentation. Please give me, let me just get the material on. Network segmentation. Now,
hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, I want to know if you can please give I want to know the difference between loop back address and link local addressing.
Loop back and then link local.
Yes, please.
Yeah. After I look back, I'm familiar with it, but the link local, I don't know if it's a new term or a terminology that I'm not familiar with. So let me start from the known to the unknown side.
Okay.
Now, when you have your system main system, I'm referring to computer or your laptop devices or the mobile devices that you have. Every device comes with a default IP address that's reserved for the NIC, otherwise known as the machine. And that device, the IP which is reserved to the machine, is always used to test the working condition of the NIC in the computer or in the device that the IP are reserved for. So that if the NIC of that device is working properly, anytime you test, you ping that particular device, you ping that number, you get a feedback. If you are not getting a feedback, then it means that that device you are using, the NIC card is not working. That is one. Now, for those who are programmers who also write web applications, and they also like to test the application on their systems, like on your laptop or on your desktop machine, the local address or that loopback address also help you to be able to launch the application locally on your machine. So another name for it, which I know, is called local host. So use the local host address, and that local host address is normally represented by this 127.0.0.1, or you can also have this one. Okay, as you can see, you can also have this 127.1.1.1, but normally it is the .0.0.1. So sometimes someone can also represent this way, but the default one, which is originally known to be the loopback address, is this. So this is what we refer to. Can you see my screen? Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Oh, no.
So the one that you are writing, we are not
No,
seeing
the
it.
right you are writing, we are not seeing it.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see it.
Everybody? Okay, let
Yes,
me
sir.
stop
We
one.
can see it.
Okay. So now, then let me clear the screen first, so that I don't confuse some people. So CLS. Okay, so I'm saying that the local host, this is what we know as loopback address 127.0.0.1. This is what is known as a loopback address. And if you are in the system, you are a system person or security person, you can refer to it as the loopback. And then those of you who are programmers, you also refer to it as a local host address. Now, it is always reserved for the system, that is to be able to test the working condition of the NIC, and then also to be able to use it to host local applications on your local systems. So when you have set up or you have written a web application and then you want to test it, you use the local host like this. Sorry. At your address bar, local host, and then you can use your / the folder or the index folder of your application or website, and then you bring in the index number. You should be able to launch the application locally. So it is known as a local host or loopback address. But the one who has a question, you use of them, he said local link something. And for that term, I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know if it's the same thing that is being referred to or a different one. I don't know. So those of you who are having Google there or your AI, you can check and see which one is referring to. So this is what I know about the local host address or loopback address. But the one you mentioned, the name doesn't, I'm not familiar with it. Yes? Someone on the floor. The one who asked the question.
Okay, that's fine, sir. That's
No,
fine.
do you have is it a different address? I'm not familiar with the name you use. So
The link local. What I have here, it says that they guarantee that the network interfaces can be reached by neighboring devices for local services, peer-to-peer discovery. Yeah, okay. That's what I have here.
So it means that it's the same thing, just that the name is changed.
Okay.
So if you listen to the explanation I gave, I said use it to test the working condition of your NIC. Is that not what I said?
Exactly.
So if you compare it with your definition from there, it means that testing the interface of the NIC is the same. So that is, so maybe it's a choice of words that somebody over there.
Okay.
Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm fine. Last one. Why should we go through the stress of calculating in subnetting when you can use the DHCP or the static addressing?
Okay, very good. Now, as you rightly said, with the DHCP, if you are using a DHCP, let me even start from the static. The static IP address, you don't just go and start assigning IP address anyhow. See, every IP address that you assign using the static method, you are supposed to know the name of the device that you have assigned it to, or know the username, and then keep a record of that IP address that you have assigned to that particular device. Cite that on the same network, no other device should be assigned the same IP address. They may be on the same network, but you cannot assign the same IP address to that particular device. If you do so, you end up having IP conflict. So that is one of the reasons that you need to know what you are doing. Then two, every block of IP address have a starting place and then the ending place. Let me sharing this one so you can see what I'm talking about. When you come to the IP, when you come to the IP address, they all have a starting point and then the ending where they end. That is the first IP, the broadcast, and then the valid IP number. So if you don't do the subnetting, and then you just start with the signing of IP address, sometimes you may end up assigning overlapping IP addresses. You go beyond the limit where you are supposed to end, and you may not know that you have gone beyond. And then also, you may be requiring a certain number of users on a network. For instance, you are setting up a network for maybe 4 different categories of users on your network. Then you have different size number of different sizes. Maybe like let's take the university for instance into consideration. You have student network, which is always the largest network on the university campuses or any institution. If you go, the students are the major stakeholders. So your network, the size is larger than any other categories of users on the network. So now, if you have about 1,500 students on your network, then you have faculty members to be maybe 150, admin staff maybe 100. Now you are setting up IP address and you don't have the knowledge about the calculation. how will you be able to decide that, oh, students are 1,500 and then admin staff are 100, then you also have faculty at 150? How can you allocate a network that will take care of all the users on the specific categories of users? It will be difficult for you to know if you don't know how to do this calculation. Then three, the boundaries of the IP addresses, where the student network is starting from and where it is ending. How will you be able to determine that one? And you must provide the corresponding subnet mask. If you are going to set up a network that will contain 1,500 users, you must provide a corresponding subnet mask that will enable you to get 500 users on that network. In the single block of network, you must be able to configure inside that you get 1,500 users. So without subnetting, it will be difficult for you to know the range, also to know the number of users that will be over there. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Thank you.
So
Thank
that's
you.
about the static. Now going to the dynamic one, the DHCP. The DHCP, when you are configuring it, as we'll be doing this semester, you are supposed to know the scope of the DHCP. Where is it starting from? Where is it ending? And which area should we issue the IP addresses? So that one, again, you have the knowledge. Look at the block, the default IP address classes. If you are there, you see, for class A, we know that it starts from 1 to 126. Then, if you have this number of users, with our calculation that we did some time ago, if you remember, you have a number of users that you have on class A. And then you have a number of users that you have on class B, and the number of users you have on class C. If you are not sure, you are not comfortable with the calculation, then you just go and use class A IP address. And the class A IP address, who can tell us the number of users that you have on the default class A IP address, total number of users? If you can remember, we did the calculation last semester. Hello? Shall I mention names? Shall I mention names? Class, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
126.
So, come again.
126.
No, class A.
So you mean the users?
Yes,
User
users
host.
on one block of.
Oh, so that's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah,
like
so a lot. That's a figure.
6 million plus.
No, it is even more than that. Is that when you raise 2 to the power, the full block is.
That's 2 to the power 24 minus 2. So you calculate it, you see.
No, that one you don't even. Yeah, so 2 to the power 24. When you do it,
minus 2.
Yes, 16 million. No, minus 2 should be after the result. After you got the figure, and you subtract a 2 from it. So 2 to the power 24. Those of you have calculators. If you have 2 to the power 24, you have
so that would be like
million.
that would be like 60 million something 777 216.
214.
There's no minus 2, so you say no minus 2, so that would be 216.
No, I mean that no,
Okay.
you have to do the calculation before you subtract the minus 2. But that's what I mean.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, so 2 something 6 minus 2, then to come to 14.
Yes, exactly.
So 16 million 777,000, right?
200.
Yes.
214.
Yes.
You did this calculation last time. So that is what you get. And your office, you have a number or less than about 50 users in your office, then you are going to use class A IP address to set up your network. At the end of the day, you end up wasting the the rest of the IP address, if you subtract 50 from 16 million, look at the excess that you are going to have, which is not wise for you to just use class A IP address for that. Notwithstanding, someone will say, okay, let me use class B. With the class B IP address, the same thing, raise 2 to the power
16. Raise to the power 16.
16. That will also give you, anybody with calculator should do that one and help us. I don't want to tell you the figure.
So that will be 65,536 minus 2, which will be 34.
Okay, so 65,534, right?
Yes, exactly.
So look at the number, subtract 50 from that. You are going to waste about 65,000 plus IP addresses. And I remember telling you, the more you open up your network, the more vulnerable the network becomes. So we don't set a network up and then choose IP address that will give room for access. So because of that, subnetting will help you to be able to reduce the number to the barest minimum so that you don't waste too much of IP. Now, one will say that, okay, because the users are 50, so I am having 500. So what about that one? And you decide to use class C. With the class C IP address, what is the maximum number of users on the class C IP address?
254.
254. So you have 50 users, 500 users. So when you choose class C also, you realize that you can only serve 254 users and the remaining users will not have IP address. So always in your organization, people will get connection, others will not get. Then you'll be complaining that, I can't connect. You have to go and start the system and do it. So if you want to be at the safer side, in order not to waste the IP addresses, and at the same time, in order not to have shortage of the IP addresses, subnetting help you to be able to manage the IP address space. That is number one. 2, in terms of security, subnetting also help you to enhance the security of your network so that you don't just open the network up anyhow. Now, third reason is that you make it to be easy for you to reduce the broadcast domain or the traffic on the network. And once you are able to reduce the traffic on the network, you don't put a lot of users on one network. For instance, you have people about over 200 users. It is not wise to put all the 200 users on one single network. Once the people are many like that, there will be a lot of collision, a lot of congestion will be on the network. So the network will become slow. So you have to break the network down to smaller units. And when you breaking it down means that you are setting them up per their categories of role they play, maybe category of users. So you have sales, you have marketing, you have finance, you have HR, you have IT. These are 5 categories of users. You can't go and lump all of them on one single network. It is not a wise way to do that. So you take all the HR users, all those in HR department, you put them on one category of users. You create a group for them that is going to form one broadcast domain. You come to sales, maybe they are about 50. You create a separate VLAN for them or a separate group. You put them on that. They also reduce their broadcast domain. Then you go to finance. There may be 25. You create another network for them. Then you go to sales. Sales department, you create another group. So by the time you finish, you have divided that single network containing about 200 users to 5 different groups. Looking at this, you have reduced the collision domain. So each individual will have their own separate environment where they operate and the traffic will collide. Once you have done this, the broadcast domain has been reduced, traffic reduced, and network performance will be increased. So one of the reasons why you do subnetting is to improve the performance of the network. So these are the reasons why the subnetting is important, so that you don't lump everybody into single collision domain. Are we fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are fine. So please, the segmentation of the network, as you've divided them, the IT department, the other departments, is it the same as the remote network, or is different
No,
from it?
different.
No,
As the
it's
word
different.
the word too is different. Remote means that you are managing or accessing devices or network from a far distance, which are not locally located in your premises or your environment.
Oh,
So
okay. So they are also known as branches.
yes, it can be a branch offices like those of you who work in banks, you are insurance companies, and then also when you come to health insurance, you have branches on different districts, capital towns, and cities. So in that case, you can have the various local users. Even when you come to branches, Accra, for instance, if you are taking insurance company or you are taking into consideration health insurance or you are considering banking sector, one bank, you may have different branches in a particular location like Accra. If you take commercial bank, you take Eco Bank, Unibank, any of them, they may have more branches in Accra. So you can create different network for them. And if you are controlling them from a central location, those groups, they also be on separate segments, and that becomes another thing like you are segmenting them, but this time they are not located in one premises. They are on different places. So you can reach out to them based on their location. You can use remote to reach out to them. But at the same time, they are not all connecting to one single domain. Everybody comes from its own VLAN or come with its own collision domain. So you may have a switch that will be handling them. And then when you are talking about connection in Accra, for instance, you can have one from maybe Dansoman, one from Legon, Medina, Adenta, all of them, if the branches are there, you can have different interfaces for them. So when they come to your server room or data center, you know this interface is controlling this side. This interface is controlling this side. So in that place, in your room over there, the data center, you are having different networks coming together, but they belong to different segments and they are located in different remote locations. So you can reach out to them remotely, but within the data center, you are managing them with different collision domain and the broadcast domain as well. Are you okay?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
All right. I think they have to do the segmentation. And then we come to the VLAN. That is why you need to understand the VLAN. This VLAN gives you the ability to implement all that you are talking about, and then you appreciate it in that regards. All right. Any other person you concerned before we move on? And I know that I've finished with my IP address. And once we are doing this, each location should have their own IP address that should be operating on different segments. Every segment must be allocated to different IP address block. That is why the VLAN, or that's why the subnetting is very important. Yes, someone will say that you can use AI to generate the subnet, but if you are generating it, you don't understand how to apply it. That becomes another issue. So you must really understand the segmentation. Then you also follow it up with how it is implemented and then how it is managed. So when you segment your network, management of the network becomes very easy. As I said, let me repeat them. 1, you improve performance of your network. 2, you reduce the broadcast domain, so traffic congestions will be low. And then 3, we talk about improving the security. And then the 4th one, you can consider management. Management of the network becomes easy. So these are the various reasons why we normally handle this network segmentation and VLAN. And for you to implement it, then there are 2 ways. You do physical isolation, then you also have logical isolation. Physical isolation is very difficult to implement. That one, you have to buy different cables, different devices, and implement them separately. But if you are good with the logical one, you use VLAN. So just buy layer 2 switches, then logically, you divide the groups into different segments, and then they appear as if they are located at a single environment, but whilst physically they are not located at one environment. So that is the one we refer to as VLAN. So you group the devices logically instead of the physical grouping of the devices. Okay.
Okay.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Please, this is Dennis.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you. Please, so when after you've done the segmentation of the networks, for instance, at different locations, different regions, can they all have like a class C IP address in all their respective locations?
Yes.
For instance,
So,
you have 192.168.0. something, and then you come to Medina or you come to Alaju, and there's another network there. Can that one too have 192.168. the same number?
oh yes, yes, they can have. So long as they are not in the same location. Because, remember, when you are to do the segmentation at the data center where all of them will converge, they will also have a different IP over there that will be controlling the remote one. So when you are in your data center, you may have a different IP which you'll be assigning to various locations. And that the various location will just be a single IP, two IPs point to point. So from the data center to the branch office, you will only have point to point. Now, when you get to the branch office, then you do redistribution of the branch. I hope you get it.
Oh, yes, sir.
So, for instance, you are at Adenta, you can have a point to point /30. Then you can go to Kaswa, point to point, you have /30. Now, all these ones will have different IP addresses, but you cannot use the same IP from the data center to Kaswa, the same one to Adenta. That one will not work. But when you get to the various branches, if you decide to use 192.168.10.10 and use it at Adenta, you can do so. When you go to Kaswa, you want to use the same 192.168.10.10 at Kaswa, you can use it because at that point, they are no more on the same network.
Okay. But you can still access them from one location.
Yes, you access from the data center, but you cannot access the one. You do not access the private one. You only access the point to point from your data center to the. Let me show you a diagram. You can only access from your data center to a remote device, either a router or a device. Then from there, the local distribution will be different. Local distribution, they can also pick IP address from your place, from one center. Just that when they get there, there will be a router at the center where the branch is located, and that branch center at the branch office, you do nothing. So the nothing over there will change the narrative. So the local area network at the various branches will be operating on a different IP, whilst the one communicating to the head office will also be operating on a different IP. So the one from Adenta to Medina, from the head office to Kaswa must be on the same network from the head office to maybe Adenta. They all have to be on the same network. But when they get to the branch offices, if you decide to maintain one IP for the local offices, because you'll be doing nothing, it will allow you to do it without any conflict. But once they are in the same locality, then that will not work. Are we fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now that I've seen that there are some experience when coming on board. Any other person again before we?
Okay. So last one. Please.
Last one from you or last one for the class?
From me.
Okay.
Please. Why should these three main devices have static IP addressing than DHCP? The server, default gateway, and printers.
Very simple. Who can help the class? The question for you. Who can help?
If you decide to use DHCP for the server, the
Who is
DHCP is
helping?
such that
Who is
Dennis, I'm
helping?
Dennis.
Please? Who are you?
Dennis.
Benis.
Yes, Dennis.
Dennis. I thought you said Benis.
No, Dennis.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, the DHCP is such that once you put the machine off, it will change.
Okay.
Another person can take it up. Another machine can take that IP up, and the server has to be stable so that every other local machine can point to it. So if you use DHCP, once you put it off, it will change, and then you have IP conflict. You cannot access the server again. Likewise,
so,
the printer, the network printer.
okay.
It's
So is that
supposed to
why?
be stable.
Okay. So is that why sometimes when maybe you are trying to locate a printer, then the printer, it says to your machine that the printer is offline.
Yeah.
It means it's not trying to locate its IP.
It's not locating its IP. It's either a certain machine is using DHCP and then that IP has been assigned to it.
Okay.
It has a lease time. Once you choose that IP or once you connect the machine to the network, there's a particular period that it will remain there. Once you put it off, the lease time is over. Another person connecting can take up that IP automatically.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
Mr. Dennis, thank you. Thank you very much. My friend, have you gotten it?
Yes, please.
So, yes, every IP address using DHCP, they come with a lease period that the IP address can be allowed to be used by that machine for that period. But the device must always be on the network. So let's take it that you have connected to your office network and you acquire IP address. Then a day later, you decide to travel maybe outside the country for maybe 10 days. Now, depending on the lease period that is set on the system, and some of the Windows, for instance, have a lease period of 8 days by default. There are others, you have to define it, either 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days. So if you are out of the office continuously for 4 days, if 4 days has been given as a lease period or 8 days have been given a lease period, and you are out of the office continuously for that number of days, you have not come back to the office. The next time you come, your IP that you have acquired today before leaving, that IP can be reassigned to different device, as Dennis said. That is the way the DHCP works. I'll take you through the process and we'll do the configuration here. You try it. So long as you are not on the same network for continuous days and the days at least period is expired, you cannot get the IP address. But if you continue to be on the network for continuously for the period, then you continue using that IP address. But once you miss it, that will be so. If devices that provide special services on your network, when you are configuring them, the system requires that you have to configure them on a specific IP addresses so that it will map them and then be able to ease out the services based on the IP address, which the rest will be communicating on. So if you decide to give your server, your printer, and then your router is supposed to issue IP address or services to other people, and then you decide to put it on DHCP, for maybe you come over weekend, you have used it for Monday to Friday, and you come over on Friday, Saturday, you are not at office, Sunday, you are not at office, Monday, you go. If that system is designed to use only 2 days or 1 day, because the machine has been off, the moment you go the following day, a different IP will be assigned to it. And the rest who have been accessing it from a particular IP, they'll look for that IP, they can't find it. So the service will not be possible. If you are to print, it will not print. If you are to access a file, it cannot be accessed. If you are also supposed to send something, it will not go. So always, devices that provide a continuous services on your network, it is recommended that you give them static IP, which will be fixed that all other devices will be communicating to it, and it will also be communicated to the rest through that particular IP. So that's the reason why we don't normally put the device that provides special services on dynamic IP address distribution. Are you fine?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So for the one who asked the network that segmentation issue earlier on, this picture, don't worry about the word hub over here. The picture can give you an idea. So like these machines that are connected here, because it could be a branch office. This is a local environment, so you have a cable connected. If it's a distance, then the connection have to move from here to this place through a radio link or through either point-to-point tunnel or VPN. You can use VPN or you can use MPLS, depending on the type of connection that you want to consider. And when these ones are here, at this place, they could be the branch offices. This one could also be a branch office. But I remember they all communicate to this place. If they are managed switches, this is where, at this point, this link and then this link, they are supposed to be on the same network. Then this place, you can choose to have your own IP address. This person can also choose to have their own IP address. But here, if they are on the same premises and it's a single network that is not managed, then doing it like that, you have your own challenges. Like example like this, you have 3 segments, LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3. All these ones can be on separate IP addresses, but where they'll be connected together, they have to move together and have a common IP. So in network segmentation, the idea is that we break a single network into sub-networks so that you can easily manage them. You can easily distribute the resources or the IP address also. And then whilst you are doing that, you achieve the purpose of having the segmentation by enhancing the network performance and then improving the security. All this will be achieved in your network segmentation. Let me find. Okay. So before we go to this place, I said there is a calculation that you are supposed to note. These ones, you have this material, so please spend some time and then go through. There is one Class B IP address. The last time we talked about it, but I want to visit it before I go start with the segmentation. And we have what we call APIPA. APIPA, that is the automatic IP address assignment. In the system where you don't have DHCP assigned, you also don't have static IP assigned, then the system will pick a default IP address, and it's normally range between 169.254.0.0 to 169.254.255.255. This one is Class B IP, but it is not a valid IP that we use for normal network logical communication, but it's meant for enabling the devices to communicate where there is no static IP and where there is no dynamic IP on the network. Then the system will automatically assign this IP address. So when you see this on your system anywhere, you must know that there is no valid IP address assigned to that system. So you have to troubleshoot the source or the source of your IP address distribution. Then you can resolve your issue. Okay. Are you fine on this? Okay, so now I talk about NATing. NATing is the features that route on or allow routers to be able to separate one network from a local area network. It gives you a specific way of controlling the IP address, where all the traffic that comes from a public IP address are being mapped onto the private IP address for the devices to be able to send packets from the local area network to wide area network. So if you have not forgotten, then you are good to go. If you have forgotten, please go back and then revisit. Now, anytime you see IP address with slide 30, then it's telling you that the usable IP address that you have is 2. Example is here. If this IP address is a public from your data center, you can communicate with a local area or a remote office. When you get to a remote office, this like 30, let's do it this way. Please, those of you who have calculators, if you subtract 30 from 32, you know the full block is 32. If you subtract 30 from 32, what do you have? 30 from 32.
Plus 2.
You have 2. So raise 2 to the power 2. 2 to the power 2. I'll give you 4, right?
Yes, please. 4.
Yeah. So that 4 minus 2, you end up getting 2. So anytime we talk about slash 30, IP address slash 30, then the usable IP address that you have is only 2. So 1 from your, if you have a packet tracer, you can draw it. 1 from the point where the traffic is leaving and 1 to the remote side. So when you get to the remote side, then on your local area network, you can have slide 24. And then on that slide 24, all the this one will give you 254. So the 254 IP addresses can be mapped, the traffic from there can be mapped onto this slide 30, so that any traffic coming from the outside will pass through the network and enter, and the one from the inside will also pass through the same place and go. So that is the purpose of NAT. So NAT normally map a public IP addresses to private IP addresses, and then the vice versa. So that's how it is done. Okay, so the rest, please spend some time and then read through. Then you'll be covered. If you find any difficulties around, you can let me know. We'll talk about it. Okay. If that any question before we go to the subnetting, I want to see which one I can use. Then we can do after we do the calculation, the configuration. I think this one should be fine. Okay. So let's come to this network segmentation. One may ask, what is the purpose of network segmentation? It is a way of dividing a network into sub-network. And how to do it, you may either use physical devices or physical isolation, or you use VLAN. Can you see from the screen, we have VLAN 1 and VLAN 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now there's a firewall linking them. Now this is a typical picture of what segmentation is about. If you say segmentation, it is a portion of a network, and we do it either you use a physical medium or use a logical. So the network segmentation in computer networking is the art of splitting a computer network into a sub-network. Now, why do we do this? What are the 3 main benefits of segmentation? 1, network segmentation offers many benefits for business. That's including reducing the attack surface, preventing attackers from achieving lateral movement through a system, and then finally improving performance. So they were the ones that I mentioned to you earlier. To actualize this in your network, then you have to use either the logical division or use the physical division. And again, logical division, you use VLAN, but physical division, you have to buy separate devices and connect the users separately. Let me give you an example. If you are in the office where you have HR, you have finance, and then you have sales department, and you don't want the 3 different users to communicate together, and you don't have money to buy manageable switches, and you want to do physical isolation, then you have to go and buy 3 different switches. So when you come, you lay a cable to the offices where the HR people are. Then you connect all the HR cables onto one switch. Then you move on to another place. where you have the finance, you connect all of them to another. Then you go to where the salespeople are. You lay a cable and then join them together. Can you imagine how tedious this one will be if your people are not located in that one locality? How will you be able to group all these people together? Then you have to travel you have to lay cable from places to places together. So to avoid that, then we use the VLAN. The VLAN will help you logically to put all the users together. So irrespective where they are located, they appear to be one users, so that they appear to be on one single network. Then you can easily access them. So that is what we mean by VLAN. So VLAN is a way of logically grouping users into one single network that appear as if they are physically located at one place. Are we fine?
Small.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
don't worry. When I finish explaining, this is what I want to treat with you. I'll come back and I'll upload this. First, I'll send it to you. I'll upload it on the LMS2 for you, and you'll be able to understand the concept of VLAN. We'll come to explain advantage and the practical uses of VLAN, configure VLAN on the network switch, and then differentiate between access ports, trunk ports, and then also explain VLAN tagging and the inter-VLAN communication. That will be our practical session. If you are not able to do it today, I will do it at our next meeting. But I'm trusting God that I'll finish this one early for us to start. Then you go and continue on your own outside the class session. Okay, so now I'll finish with this. Now the next segment, you said a segment is a portion of a computer network that is separated from the rest of the network by device such as repeaters, hubs, bridges, switches, or routers. Now, the easiest one among them is to use switches. Now, the type of segmentation that you have will be dependent on the type of device that you are using. Please take note of this. Type of segmentation will be dependent on the type of device being used. So we said network segmentation differ with respect to device in use. Bridge separate collision domain. Routers separate both collision domain and broadcast domain. So that distinguishes the different types of segmentation that you have. So if you are doing physical isolation, then you can also fall under this. So in physical isolation or logical isolation. Then collision domain. Someone may ask, what is collision domain? Now, collision domain simply means a logical area of a network where packets collide with one another. Let's take your institute into consideration. Now that we are meeting, there are some people who are not meeting because you belong to different levels, different category of students. Even though you are all doing the same program, but you have different levels. And if you come to the institute, you may also have the same institute running different programs, different levels. So we can segment based on the levels. We can also segment based on programs. So that is the type of segmentation we talk about here. When you use a system where the devices collide with each other, that domain is called collision domain. So now that you, the BIT level 200 people are grouped together, we are having our class, we all belong to one collision domain. You may have the same BIT level, someone may be level 100. They also belong to different domains, even though the same program. You have BIT, ICD level 300. Even though it's the same program, but different collision domain. So collision domain simply means a portion of a network where traffic collide with each other. Now, if you want to explain this further, it is just like you breaking your houses where you are into different rooms. Any room that you go, that room becomes collision domain. The next room, collision domain. But the entire house can be considered as a broadcast domain. Broadcast, that is the next term that we'll explain. So when you talk of broadcast domain, it is a domain where nodes on the network can be reachable. but they may not collide with each other. Packets will not collide with each other, but they can be reachable. So that's the difference between broadcast domain and the collision domain. Are we fine with the collision domain before I add the broadcast to it finally? Okay, so broadcast domain, we said is a type of, so it's a domain where traffic flow all over the network. So as I said, where devices can be reachable. So if you take your house is a broadcast domain. Inside the house, we have different rooms. So you can be in the house, but you may not be affected. You may not know what is happening in someone's room. You may not know what is in someone's room. So until you want to belong to a particular room, you have to enter. Once you enter that place, then you will belong to one collision domain. So within a broadcast domain, you can have multiple collision domain. You can be reached in one house, but all of you will not stay in the same room. I believe this explanation is clear to all of you, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if in examination, and I ask you to explain the following terms as apply in computer networking, and you see broadcast domain, collision domain, I'm sure you'll be able to differentiate it. Now, coming down to our industry here, the type of device used will determine the kind of domain that you have. For instance, a switch, we said it has multiple collision domain, but single broadcast domain. But a router comes with both collision domain and a broadcast domain. So look at these devices. The one with the 4 arrows on it represents a router. The one with a single arrow on it represents non-managed switch. Someone can say a hub or non-managed switch. And the one with the 4 arrows, that 2 going out and then 2 coming here. You could see that these ones are different from the one here, even though these ones are also 4. So this is a symbol for router, and then this one is a symbol for, please, can you see my cursor?
No. Yes.
This is a symbol for a switch. A switch at a certain point can be called bridge because both the switch and the bridge, they all work on layer 2, OSI mode on layer 2. So now, when you have a switch, the interface of a switch provides you with collision domain. But the switch without a VLAN configuration on it, it provides a single broadcast domain. So when you have a switch with 24 ports, it means that you have 24 collision domain and then 1 broadcast domain. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, we are clear.
If you have a switch with 4 VLANs, 24 ports, you may end up having 4 broadcast domain and then 24 port collision domain. So that is the difference here. But a router, every router comes with broadcast domain and a collision domain, every interface of a router. So when a router is having 4 ports, it means that that router is having 4 broadcast domain, 4 collision domain. That's the difference. So you can see the broadcast domain covers an entire area, whilst the collision domains are the one with the ash colors. So know the difference. If you have managed switches, because each interface provides a single collision domain, if 2 devices are connected to the switch, you have 2 collision domains coming out. This, whatever is happening to this device, may have nothing to do with the other one. It will not even know about it. So traffic that flows through the one of the PC does not affect the other one. Likewise, the one over there does not affect this. But when you come to the non-managed switches, no matter the interfaces that they have, they all produce 1 broadcast domain and 1 collision domain. So if you have 24 port managed switch, non-managed switch, and then you are connecting 4 devices to it, all the 4 devices will belong to 1 collision domain, 1 broadcast domain. So that is the difference here. So note the difference between broadcast and then collision domain. Are we all fine? Okay, so these are additional images to explain to you the further differences between the broadcast domain and the collision domain. This device is, can you see this arrow? My cursor, can you see where the cursor is at the moment? Now, this is two interfaces. So each of the interface comes with the broadcast domain. And when you have different devices connected to it, depending on the type of devices that are connected, it will provide you with the corresponding collision domain. So this is how it will go. So sometime in the exam, we can put this diagram there and ask you to indicate the number of broadcast domain and the number of collision domain. Likewise, this one. And then the ones here, because they are non-managed switches, all the interfaces that are connected by this number of devices, irrespective of the number, they all belong to one collision domain. And this place too, one broadcast domain and different collision domains. Okay. Okay, so now the VLAN, as I've talked about. So I may ask, what is it? It's a group of hosts with common set of requirements that communicate as if they were attached to a single broadcast domain, regardless of their physical location. So that is what VLAN is. It is a way of putting devices together to act as if they all belong to one single domain. Are we fine? Okay, now this is the example of how broadcast domain and how switches are connected on different switches are connected together with different VLANs and how they can group devices as if they are all located at one place. So we can have a story building, like our campus that we have a 4-story building, we have 7-story building, and then another one 4. Some users can be on one particular floor. Even though they're on the same floor, they may belong to different categories of users. So they may not belong to one network. So you can be in the same room, but if you are not playing the same role, you may not be on the same network. And then some of them too will be scattered on different floors, but because of the logical groupings, they will appear as if they are on the same network. So that is what you see. So you see this diagram grouping them together over here. Yes, Mr. Usu, answer. Is it a question? Okay. Now, benefits. Are you having a question?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, benefit of VLAN. What are some of the benefits? One of them is that VLAN assign users to a broadcast domain based on their port numbers. Changes are made simple. If you are connected to VLAN, you can change you to a different network without necessarily laying a cable. This flexibility allows you to create logical rather than physical grouping of users, which is very good. Then another one is scalability. So first one, we talk about flexibility and talk about connecting people is this different network. Second one is about scalability. Scalability here that the network can be expanded. You can expand the network to any large size that you want to do. And the VLANs are not limited to a single switch, irrespective. We saw it. VLAN can also be scaled beyond a single location over a one interface or one link if necessary. Then like those talking about the remote network branches. Yes, the people may be in different branches, but you can group them together. So when you want even those from the branches to come and take internet from your head office, provided you have a very good internet link, you can do so. You can control their internet from one single location. Just that you have to assign interface to each of them. Then VLAN also help us to improve security. So VLAN provide a greater degree of security than traditional LAN. Instead of you having the LAN, this one can improve the security. The traffic between VLANs can then be more easily controlled using router features such as access lists. So we can use access lists to control the users. So now, how do we configure VLANs? That is the procedure that we have to follow. So step to configure VLAN. Now first, create VLAN, assign VLAN to a port, enable VTP. This one is optional. Then enable trunking port, which is also optional. Then assign interface gateway addresses. And that one is mandatory. Then you have to also do packet routing. You route packet on the VLAN. Either you use a switch to do the routing, which is layer 3 switch, or you do router on a stick. That is going to be that you have to provide a router to do so. Okay, any question? No? Okay, then now creating VLANs, how do you go about it? You have to go through the process. We have various configuration interfaces that you'll be learning. We have three major interfaces. We have user mode, we have a privilege mode, and a global configuration mode. So to be able to create VLAN, you have to first log into the global configuration mode. Then you can now identify your VLAN with your name that you want to give to them. Then you create them for what you want to do. And these are the basic commands that you'll be using. So basically, these are the procedure. So we are creating VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. So this is how we go about it. Are you ready for practical session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for posterity to bear witness that I've taught this in your class, even though today is a self-study, I'm studying with you. Kindly write this thing down to show record that I've done it with you, your books. Why? Those of you who have the packet tracer installed, you open them. I'll show you how to open them, especially if you are connected to the internet. Open them on your laptop. So you go to your search wherever you install it, look for packet tracer. Unfortunately, the one I have here is the old type, but the application is the same. So can you write the objectives down? These are the things that we're going to achieve in this unit. Can you see the screen? I hope you can see the screen now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please can you write the objectives down? Write it down and then let's go. Don't take pictures. Some of you take pictures, you don't know where it will go. You keep them in your image folder and there will be no record to show that I've taught you. So write the objective down if you have anything to write. Let's move on. And I will require that at least you get some exercise book and write on the command. I'm going to teach you not everything you find on a slide word to word. When you are done, let me know so that we continue. Okay. I can't feel your presence. Oh, are you there?
Yes, sir. We are here.
Okay, so now let's go. I'll share this material on a page. And this is a message I'll be sharing with you. So let me finish. So all this one I've explained them. The definition of a VLAN, what it stands for, and then the introduction aspect, Now, this is the idea of creating VLAN. You separate various users on your network. And the purpose is 1, to improve security, 2, enhance performance of your network, 3, for easy management. All these things are factors why you create VLAN. So the conceptual idea or pictorial view, this is what we have. And all these are examples I've talked about. This one contains a lot of things. So please, I'll plead with you, spend time and read through this one so that I can take you through the practical session. And we'll do this for the next 2 sessions, if possible to the 3rd one. Then we have to finish it and continue with the routing. So please don't end it here. When we are done, as I send it to you, kindly spend time and go through. If you have any questions, we'll ask as we go along. I just want to scroll through so that you see that I've shown it to you in the class. Other people will say that I've not taught the lesson. But I want posterity to bear witness. So benefit of VLAN: improve security, reduce network traffic, and then better network management, flexibility, scalability. I hope I've explained these terms, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
sir.
share it right now.
Somebody want action. Why do you attend Assemblies of God?
Yeah.
Is there action now, right?
Hey, say why my church?
And well, the master should share it now. And I know it's Assemblies of God when you said action, tell you now. So men,
Action.
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 Now.
So now I want to share it for the person to be
Yes.
satisfied.
Okay.
Now, in your exam, you will not be asked to define what a VLAN is. But I know you know what will be asked. With the aid of a diagram, write the appropriate commands that illustrate how to create VLANs or set up structured VLANs. So those are the things that you should be expecting. Very interesting. The questions are already been set. I will not finish.
Hey.
Why? What is A? Now we are doing the thing together. Do today Sunday. I'm here. You think it's an easy thing to come and teach on Sunday. So you will write the exam, very nice, interesting exam.
So does that mean that you finished marking our papers?
Which of them?
The last one, data communication.
Oh, that one is Pasco now. It's Pasco. Everything has already submitted. Very soon it will be published for you to know your stand. You don't have a problem to worry about. All right, so the steps. Let me reiterate them again. Mr. Bed, you don't want it to be marked.
I was just asking.
For a long time. Now, create VLAN, assign VLAN to port, enable VTP, trunking, interface assignment, routing. So now when you are creating VLAN, this is a picture you should have in your mind. You see that logical creation. You are creating a logical version of your users. And this is how you assign them to it. So let's go and do the creation, how to create VLAN 10, VLAN 20. After you finish, you come and learn how to assign the trunk port and then the access port. I'm not sure I can do the assignment today, but at least let me show you how to do the creating of the port. Or if there's time, can finish it before. What time are you meeting Dr. Ifeanyako? Is it 3:30 or 3:40?
3:45.
Okay, so let
3:45.
me
Okay.
just use 5 minutes to show you. Now, the packet tracer. When you have it and you are logging for the first time, it will ask you to log in. And then if you are not having a login credential, it will not allow you. So you can log in as a guest. Just click on guest login. Then it will give you the chance to have access to the interface. When you click on it, it will attempt to take you to the site where you have to log in. If you don't have the login credential, come back here. You see the name of the software application at the down here on the. Have you seen it? Have you seen the name at the down the taskbar on the taskbar at the down there? You click on it, then it will now allow you. So you see you are logging as a guest. So come and confirm. Click on confirm. Then now finally you enter. If you don't do this, it will be tossing you up and down to go around. But for those of you, you are submitting a professional certification. If you are able to take a course in this NetAccount environment and you run it and you are done, if they give you an ID, you can use that ID to log in and you'll be fine. In fact, there is a training on even the Cisco Packet Tracer, how to use it. So you can also decide to enroll in that one and then go through successfully to know the in and out. But if you don't have the time, let me just take you through the basics in the next 5 minutes, then we'll continue. So from next meeting, this is the software we are going to use. The reason is that we don't have the physical devices to practice on our own. So we are using the Cisco Packet Tracer, which is a simulator, which will guide us to be able to manage the switches and the router just as the way the physical one. When you come face to face, I'll bring the physical switches and then the routers to show you so that at least you will see how they look like. And when you go to the industry and you are facing any of those things, you'll be able to speak to it what you have studied over here. Okay, so now when you have the interface, do I have some people who have also launched the application?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. If it is your first time, then come to the down. You see there are some icons at the down there. We have, if you point the cursor on it, it will show the name will appear. So we have routers. The next one is switches. The next one will tell you a hub. Then we have some wireless devices, firewall, and then we have the cloud. So depending on what you want to do, if you want to set up a network that comprises switches, then there is a network devices here. If you press the cursor on it, you see network devices. When you click on it, then the routers and the other one will come. So we are looking for switch. So click on switches at the down there. Can you all see where the cursor is?
Yes, sir.
So you click on it, then the switches will appear. Look for 2960. So click on 2960. Then wherever you want it to appear, you go and click there. If you want to, you come back and click again. Then you go and click on it, then it will appear there. Then you also have 3560, which is a multi-layer switch. So you click on it, multi-layer switch. Click on it, and you can go and click at the top. Once you click, it will appear there. If you need multiple ones that you don't want to be doing click, 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 you press down the control key and then click on a device. Then it will be there for you to click and drop as many as you want to. Now we need a router. So you click on the router, then you go to a router 2911. Click on it, and you go and place wherever you want to be. So this is the diagram that we have. Okay, we want to form. Is everybody there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
we are.
now, if you want to interconnect them, the cables are here. So you click on the cable, and click on it to display the various cables that are available, starting from when you point on it, the name will appear. The console, the straight through copper cable, crossover copper cable, then we have the signal one, we have the one with the serial connectors and so on. So now, today, we want to connect switch to switch. So from our last semester lesson, when you are connecting similar devices, which cable do we use?
Copper.
Yeah, which type of copper cable?
Straight through.
That is cross. No, straight.
Similar devices, cross or straight through. Similar. Switch to switch. Should I mention names? We use crossover.
No, sir.
We are using the same devices.
Yeah.
The same device is crossover. Are you okay? So you click on the multi-layer switch, then you click on the port interface. I want to connect to port interface 2. So you click on it, and you come to the other device. The interfaces are there. So you click on it, then you also go back, click on first one. Then you see, I don't want to be going, clicking on the cable and coming back. So if you have more that you want to do, you hold on the control key, then you click on the cable. When you click on it, it can pick and they allow you to display the number of time you want to connect. But because they are only 2, so just finish it up. Okay. Then if you want to move the position where the eye is not good for, you want to move, drag across, you can move it to where you want it to be. If it's a single one, you just click on it and you drag it. But if there are many and you don't want to move them separate, you drag across. If I don't highlight them and I'm dragging, they'll move individually. Okay. Then now the next thing is I want to connect the router to the switch. So different devices, which cable will you use? Connecting different devices.
Straight cable.
Straight cable.
Straight. Oh, yes, good. So you click on straight copper cable. Then this time you click on a router. Then you have the fast Ethernet 00. Click on it. Then you come to the switch. I reserve the first one. So I'm using that one now to connect. So connected here. That's fine. Some people are in the chat.
Sir.
Yes.
The multi-layer to the 2960. If it's still red, what does it mean?
It means that it's not connected. Then either you use a wrong cable, or is it amber or red like this? Is it like the top one here?
Yes. I like orange.
And take your time small, it will change. But if after a minute or two it is still like that, that means that maybe you click on the wrong cable. But
also, it has changed. It has changed. It is green now.
Yes.
So that one, sir,
yes.
It depends. If it's red, that means it's not connected. But if it's orange, that one it will connect with time.
Okay. Yes, that's what I was asking. You know, some people don't know the difference between the amber here and then the red one. So now look at between the router and then the switch. That one will not change because you have to enable the interface of the router. By default, the router interface is shut down. But now that I'm going to show you, so let's see how you can do that. If you want to get into the interface, I've caused trouble. If you want to get into the interface, then you click on the device, then you go to CLI. Can you all see CLI at the top there?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now you enter. Type no and enter. And it will be asking you to do some configuration. Now, there are 3 stages or 3 modes that you'll be working. First one, if it's a switch, you see the name of the switch, device here, switch. If it's a router, you see the router here. So once it is like this, the device name and a greater than sign, please write it down. This mode is called user mode. User mode. Yes, user mode. You can write it down. Not on the interface, so write it in your notebook. User mode. Now, there are some commands that we use on this place. The system accepts some command. If you want to view those commands, yes. Now press Shift key and question mark. Shift key, question mark. You see the available commands that you can use at that interface. You can see the connect, disable, disconnect, enable, exit, logout, ring, So ping, resume, show, SSH, and so on. So those are the commands that are available here. So for instance, I want to move to next interface. So you see this command, enable. The commands are the left side and the meaning are the right side. Can you all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So press shift key and question mark. These commands will come on your interface. So it means that it said turn on privilege command. So you want to go to privilege mode. So you click on here, you type enable. And if you type the first 3 characters and press the tab key, the system will complete it for you if you're on the right mode. So if you see enable like this, then it means you want to go to the privilege mode. So you press the enter key. Now, how will you know you are in the next mode? Privilege mode always comes with a hash sign. So you see the name of the device and then the hash sign. Or if you have given it a name, the name will come and then the hash sign will come. You can change the host name. So later I will show you. So the more you see the hash sign this way, it means that you are in a privilege mode. Again, there are a number of commands that can be used here. So if you want to be sure and know the commands that are available on this mode, you press down the shift key and the question mark. And all the commands that can be used on this interface are here. Can you all see those commands? Okay. If you want to view,
Yes.
good. If you want to continue, you can press the enter key. Then to continue displaying, enter until all have come. If you want it fast, then you have to use the space bar. So this place, you can show VLANs, you can show anything. So if you want to view if there are VLANs on this switch now or on the router, you say show VLAN. Oh, switch brief. If there's VLAN here. It's telling you no VLAN is here. The only port name here, there's no VLAN. So you cannot see, the only default VLAN is 1. There's nothing, so you can't see it. So if I want to enable my interface, I have to go to privilege mode. So to go to the privilege mode, the command is config T, or you can type conf, then space T. The conf means, or you can write the full config. That's configure terminal. So if you add T to it, it will give you the full word, config terminal. If you press the enter key, it will take you to global configuration mode. This mode is called global configuration mode. This is where most of the commands will be done. So I just want to enable my interface so that you can see the amber light will go off. So just over here, I'll type int F0/0. That's the interface. You enter. Oh, sorry.
So it's F. It's
You
made it
wrote
F.
F.
It's instead of T.
Sorry,
INT made it IF.
hey, it means that people are alive. Thank you. The enter. So then you say no shutdown. Enter. Immediately you do this, have you seen the change on the router interface? So the router
Yes.
interface that turned to green, and finally this
Yeah.
one turned to green. So that's how you enable. So those of you out there, you can do that. And the last thing, then I'll leave you how to create VLANs. You come to the core switch. Come to the core switch. Then you click on it. You go through the same process. CLI. Enter. You see enable. The commands for switch and the router, they are the same. So enable, enter, at this place, conf T. Are we together here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. It's in a slide. I want you to go and try it. When you come back next week, I'll repeat it so that you get it well. Because of times, I want to wrap up and then I'll repeat it again when we meet. Now, but where is your challenge? Is it about the commands or the mode?
So you were going too fast, so you left us behind.
Oh, where are you?
Those are you, don't worry.
Okay. Now, when you get here, the VLAN, you type VLAN and then the VLAN ID 10, you enter. Then the name. Who is that writing on my screen? Name. The name of the VLAN. So if it is student, you type student. Then you enter. Then you are done. So exit. Then if you want to create another VLAN, so VLAN, then you specify the VLAN ID 20, enter. Then the name of the VLAN. If it's a admin staff, you enter, then exit, then you come out. So at the end of the day, you are finished with your configuration. You want to come out, you type the command end, E-N-D, end. Then you come to the this place. So you can show and see what you have done. And then say brief. So enter. That is this command, you know that, don't worry. So this is a VLAN that have been created. And that's how we create VLANs. So we'll do it again and we'll continue. But I want you to go and try it, challenge yourselves. When you guys I'll send the material to you. You see what is it? The commands over here. Just go and take your time. How to create it, and then the name you give to it, then move on to the next one. That'll be fine. So this way will be basing our studies on how to set up a structured network using network segmentation or using VLAN. So this is what we're going to do in our next two meetings of the meeting. So read on it and know the difference between the various ports and then access port that we have on the system. On this note, because of time, so I want to end it here. And I
hello,
hope,
sir.
Yes.
So with this, you can create a project with this.
Yes, if you want to do a project, you can use it to do a project. But it has to be well thought through. You must come out with a proposal that will define. Maybe in your office or you have identified an institution who is not using a structured network, and you want to set up a network, or you want to there's a network also in place, but the security is low. You can say that enhancing network security using VLAN in so and so. So you can use a place as a case study. It's also a whole project on its own that you can set up. You can talk about the security aspects. You can talk about the implementation. So you can also talk about the improving upon what is already in existence. So you can use it for a project work. It's a good area if only you have time and then you have the skill, you want to do it. Some of us are available to guide you. Okay, any other thing? Your project work does not necessarily mean that you go and buy the switches. So you only use the simulator to do it and make sure you test, and then you're able to do a very good documentation to explain your concept and how you are able to achieve your objective, and you are good to go.
Oh, okay. So in the subsequent semesters to come, we still do networking or? Yes.
For what I have, maybe this will be your last network class, but you'll be doing something concerning security, you're doing something on system administration, and then you do something about the MIS, Management Information System, and the other programming courses will also come along. So you can combine, you can blend, and then you move on. But for the networking, I think this will be the last network class. So we have to do a lot. So from now going, there will be a lot of fireworks on the configuration.
Okay.
And I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay. Any other question or concern?
So with this, after this, you can write a professional certificate. Maybe like CCNA or something.
Yes, you can write CCNA, you can write ITEL, you can also do the MCITP or MCSE. But MCSE, you need to add some system to it, server configuration and so on. And the server configuration, will do it under your system administration. I think that one is in the final year. You do that one under final year. Yes, but there will be other courses that will be coming alongside this. You will do your operating system, you do human-computer interaction. So you can combine the ideas and then come out with something that you want to do. How to manage users, how to manage the security, the network, and everything. It's possible. Especially those of you who want to do things, not necessarily developing the software, you are also obliged to do so. You are not required to do only to be doing project work and internship. So during your internship, you discover yourself which area you want to do your final year project. Okay. No question then, please. I hope you have followed the lesson up to this point.
Yes, sir.
There's assignment here, so go start thinking about it. There's assignment here, lab 1 project work. This is one of your assignment that you do. So when I send it to you, please start it now. You will submit this one in 2 weeks' time from today.
Sir, this particular one.
Yes. Is it too easy for you?
Yes, sir.
Too easy.
Hey, no. Please, then we'll come to you so that you show us. This is too easy for you.
Let me see the date.
With the Cisco, the packet. Sorry, the packet.
Come again.
The
Yes.
packet. I wish that in our next session you take us through again.
Okay,
Yes,
no problem.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I will have the fundamentals. But this is the deadline. This is your date you are submitting this assignment on the element. Then you bring the hard copy when you are coming face to face. So it has
Should
already
it
been
be
set.
a group assignment or individual?
Okay. Group, you have to use, we were 3 in a group last time or 5?
5.
Okay, so you can do it as a group work. Since it's the first one, do this one as a group work so that I can share ideas and then you master on it.
Okay, thank you.
So let me put it there, group work. All right. Any other concern? We are done for today. I hope you have been able to manage and you gain something for today.
Yes, sir.
Don't give up. Yes, if there are challenges, don't worry. Just sit down, take a cold bath. You'll be good to go. Next time we meet, I'll go over the VLAN, the packet tracer, the fundamentals. Then we'll continue with this one, inter-VLAN routing. That will be the next thing. No, I think you have to do assignment of port before we come to inter-VLAN routing. So that will be what we'll do before this. So forget about this one. We'll do one more before this one. Or we can combine all of them. Thank you for coming. Take care of yourself. Go and enjoy the rest of your session for today. The Lord be with you as you go. So the message is it's on the slide. It's here. So go and read on it. It's about God of all grace who have called you unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus. After that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. So whatever challenges that you face, remember at the end of the day, GCTU is here to refine you and then cause you to become better as you entered. May the Lord help you as you do this in Jesus' name. If you believe, say amen to that.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. The assignment are not to scare you. They are not punishment. They are there to refine you. So please, after you suffer a while, you will find you and then you'll be fine. So get more strength from above and you'll be good to go. Bye-bye for now. See you next time.